So I want to make a quick comparison video between the new Amazon Kindle Paperwhite and the old keyboard Kindle. So the old keyboard Kindle is not touchscreen, it's not backlit, and it's I think 167 pixels per square inch, whereas the new Kindle Paperwhite is 300 pixels per square inch, so it's a lot sharper, and it has backlit screen and also a touch screen. So it's a lot different. So what I had to do with the old Kindle with the keyboard is I put in this big case. Now the case, I mean, it was not a bad case, but it's a little bulky. And what this case had, which was kind of neat, this was the Amazon case, you could pull out and it actually has like a light. When I turn the Kindle on, you'll see that this becomes a light and shines on the page. So this is just a Kindle or an Amazon ad. So this one has the button on the bottom to turn it on. And once it goes on, you should see the light. Okay, so this is the Kindle with the keyboard. This one is, you hit back and forward with these buttons here. You type what you want with the keyboard, and this uses a directional. So let's just say if I want to change the font, I would hit this little A button, and then I would use the directional pad to change the font and then select that font. With the Kindle Paperwhite, we have the same setup, whereas there's really a on and off button right here on the bottom. And then you see that this is, backlit right off the bat. So you can see here it says swipe to unlock. So you swipe it. And now if you look, this is not only backlit, but it's super sharp. I mean, this is 300 square pixels per inch. And this one is 167. Now, to be perfectly honest, I've never really had an issue reading with this Kindle. The size, the bulkiness of it was a thing, and and I had some charging issues as of the last couple of months with it, where it would charge, then sometimes I wouldn't be able to charge it. So for me, it was about time to get a new Kindle. But I mean, I never thought this was like such a bad screen. So 167 is not super bad. I mean, you can see it seems pretty clear. But this one is definitely clearer if you kind of take a look. I mean, this really does look like paper. I mean, to be honest with you, this looks like print. So, I mean, this is really a nice screen. The greatest thing about this is with the backlit, being backlit and having the touch screen, I don't necessarily have to have any kind of a case. So I have this nice grippy Amazon, the back of it's, kind of like this grippy material, like a rubbery plastic. And then the front is beautiful backlit. So that's kind of cool. So let's just say I want to make this a little bit bigger, the font. So here I'd have to come up and hit this little font key. And then I'd use the directional buttons to say I make it as big as possible. And for your information, I'm reading the book Swan Song by Robert McCarran. This is from the 80s, and that's a great book. This book I just actually downloaded from my library, Stephen King, Carrie. So that's actually one of the few Stephen King books, the early stuff that I haven't read. So I just said, let me just read that real quick. But Swan Song is a great book if you like Stephen King in that style. So just in case you're curious. So, but now let's say for this one, you got to picture it like the screen is set up in three parts. There's like the top, like a bar that goes across the top. You just imaginary bar. There's a big space here, and then there's like a little bar that runs down the side on the left. So if you hit anywhere on the left, you got to go back a page. Anywhere at all in this big section, it'll go forward. And then if I want to change the fonts, I'd come up to the top and just click on the top area, and it brings up this menu. So if I want to change the fonts, I'd click that. So if I want to go to the largest font, this also adds the book relief font, which is the latest font from Amazon. It's a nice font. So I can click that and close, and now I have this is as big as possible. So it kind of looks like the bigger font is the older Kindle, right? It looks a little bit bigger. So I guess if you were reading this for large print, this one's, I think, a little larger. But this is still pretty large. But you can see, I mean, that's very clear. There's no jagged edges on any of those letters. It's really nice. All right, so hopefully this will help you if you were, if you had an older Kindle and you were thinking about maybe upgrading. This is the Paperwhite, the 119 version. This does not have the built-in 3G. This one actually does have the built-in 3G, so I could download books like pretty much anywhere. This one I need a Wi-Fi connection, but to be honest with you, I could download 5 books in a couple of minutes, and then I'm pretty good to go for a while. So there's also the Amazon Voyage, which is about $200, and that has a few features that this one doesn't have. I think that does add some buttons over here to change the pages. And I believe the ambient light is automatically set in the background. So here I can come back up in here and I can go into, say, settings. See if I go to the light bulb, I could actually manually take this all the way down or all the way up. So I keep it around whatever, 20 or so. You can go to the Amazon store. This is Goodreads. Then down here, Then the second one, you have an X-ray, share, go to. So X-ray kind of gives you some notable clips, things like that. You can come back, you can go to Goodreads if you have an account there. Kind of gives you some updates and you can activate. I did not do it yet. So you can kind of do that. I can go back and back. And then come back here and you could, say go to, and then it should bring up the chapters and things like that. So it's kind of your basic stuff, but it's really kind of cool. I like it. All right. Any questions or comments, throw it in the comments and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. All right. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.